Okay, I think I'm live. Live, guys. Will you mess up? The world knows. Right, okay. Audio seems okay, I think. Okay, so, as you can tell from the video title, this live stream is about Bitcoin Private. That's what I'm going to be talking about. I've been running around the last hour. What I actually did, hi Alex, what I actually did was I did a 40-minute recording of this to give my thoughts about what's been happening with Bitcoin Private, and the audio didn't work. For whatever reason, the audio didn't work. I think because the file size was too large. I believe so. So yeah, the audio didn't work. So I thought, why not do it live? So I'll just kind of give a minute or two just so people can tune in. Hi Jay. Now when I'm talking about this, I won't be checking the chat too much, guys. You know, normally in my live stream, I look at every single comment, I reply to every comment, but when I'm talking about this, I'm going to just go on a mad rant and give you my thoughts on the whole situation. Basically, what's happened, there was accusations of theft with Bitcoin Private within the Treasury. But those accusations was coming from, you guessed it, the ex-co-founder, or he's still the ex-founder, Rhett Creighton, or Creighton, I don't know how you pronounce his name. So I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on this. And spoiler alert, if you're a Bitcoin Private fanboy, I will say some things that you probably don't like, you know, as far as questions that need to be asked, you know, about the project, the community and things like that. But I think overall, I'm still very bullish about this coin, and I still think that, if I'm honest, if you want to, you know, fast forward to what I think at the end, I think this is a minor hiccup in what will be a good project. But it's worth noting what happened. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. You know, I think it's one of those things where it's good to discuss it and to figure out what happened, so that moving forward, everyone involved in the project can learn from what's happened and make sure it doesn't happen again. So that's what I'll be covering in this live stream. Before we start, I need to show something. I need to show my own competition. This is a competition to win one of these, a Nano S. It's the first competition. I think this is. I've done lots of competitions on my other YouTube channel. This is the first one I've done on this channel, and yeah, very easy. You subscribe to my channel and you enter a fake name for all I care, and enter your email address, and then yeah, it's like a random draw. You can get an extra entry for tweeting about it as well. So this actually hosts Bitcoin Private. You can use it to encrypt your hardware wallet if you want as well. So I'm going to get started, guys. Crypto Rising, as far as the discussion goes, I know you're asking about McAfee supported Bitcoin Private. I'm going to answer all that kind of stuff at the end of the video. You know, maybe like in 30-40 minutes, I'm going to start looking at the comments. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves, guys. Feel free. I will address the fact I'm just sitting in a football shirt right now, and the reason being it is so warm, especially when I'm sitting in an office with 30 GPUs. So yes, I've went a little bit sporty today. So I'm going to go on a mad rant for 30-40 minutes and explain my reasoning behind this. You might not agree with everything that I'm saying, because in some of these situations, I think you can look at these things in a number of different ways. So it really depends on how you interpret, you know, each situation here. So good to see y'all. Anyway, Crypto Rising, Wicked Die, Sunakumar, good to see y'all. I will check the comments more at the end, but what I'm going to do is just kind of start, you know, so that people aren't waiting around. Okay, so what this is all about, well, as you would imagine, all of this stemmed from this man, the ex-founder, Rhett Creighton. I got approached a couple of days ago. I'm not sure if I should say the name of the people. I don't want to get anyone in trouble. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. I got approached a few days ago, and they said that there was evidence circulating, and there was rumours, and there was a lot of people discussing the issue of the developers stealing funds. And there was a few things they were suggesting. They were suggesting that there was money being stolen from the Treasury. They were saying that there was a ploy to take some coins from, to burn coins, and instead of giving it, you know, back to, you know, just make it available for everyone to mine, they were going to try and take some for themselves. Now, I asked for evidence at the time. I pointed out the fact that, yeah, okay, this all doesn't sound good, but, you know, without evidence, I'm not going to talk about it. I need to see evidence. I need to see screenshots. And screenshots can be doctored as well, but I need to see screenshots. I need to see video evidence. I need to see something that backs up these claims. When I was approached with that as well, I also approached Awigs and Peter from Bitcoin Private as well, because I really can't, you know, this is the thing as a YouTuber, sometimes you get things 100% right, but all you can do is base your opinion on the information that you've got. It's no different from you guys. So what I wanted to do was try and see both sides of the story to try and, you know, try and build a picture of what was actually going on. So as I said, it all started from Rhett. And Rhett, as you guys know, Rhett is the co-founder. He's the founder of Bitcoin Private. Now, I'll be honest, and this might, I don't know if this invalidates my opinion of this whole situation, but I am of the opinion that this guy is a cancer on cryptocurrency. The guy is founded and left, you know, 4 different coins in a year, pretty much. It was in Z Classic a year ago, then it was in Whalecoin, which had a 30%, you know, after promoting Z Classic as a coin that didn't have any kind of development fee or founder's fee, he then launched Whalecoin, which did have a 30% fee, which is ridiculous. And then he dropped that, he jumped onto Bitcoin Private, and he was fired. But he was fired because he had already started working on project number 4 for, you know, in a period of something like 10 months. If you look at all his actions, and I do think actions speak louder than words sometimes, if you look at his actions, they're all self-serving. You could even say that the guy is a borderline sociopath when you see what he's like on Twitter. At the very least, he's immature and childish with his actions. But that's not to say that some of the things he will say, or, you know, in his account isn't true. And this is where I think a lot of people get talking, is because there's some truth in there, and then, you know, the truth kind of gets mixed around, and then you can use whatever, you know, these screenshots or whatever to push whatever agenda you want. So I'm going to be talking about that. Now, as I said, I got approached about this a few days ago. I mean, I could scroll back and talk about what Rhett's been doing over the last few months. His Twitter account is like a soap. It really is like a soap opera. Every single day, this guy is trying to create drama. He's trying to create drama. He's trying to keep himself relevant. That's the way that I'm interpreting all of this. I'm sure someone's probably throwing the same allegation at me right now. But if I scroll back, right, so let me see, where's the best place to start? Right, so I think this is a good point to start. Here he's got, I'm proposed building Prime as a platform for Bitcoin Private, and the team rejected it. He's saying Giuseppe and Jake rejected it. Would have brought both communities together, added value to Bitcoin Private and XPM, which I assume is his Bitcoin Prime acronym, the 3 letters there. They don't understand Mekos law, what he's talking about. Basically, he's talking about more people in the community. It benefits everyone. Now, why the hell would Bitcoin Private want to partner with Rhett? Why the hell would they want to partner with a guy who basically founded Bitcoin Private and then went AWOL? This is the thing. See, you know, I kind of criticised Rhett in a video a few months ago, and I talked about this, and I talked about how Bitcoin Private was a good project, but Rhett's reputation could damage the project. And I said that, you know, the team was a good team. There was a lot of good people working on the project, but the problem is his reputation was hurting it at the time, and I do think that was right. And what I said was, whether he's an idiot or not, they've got a good team together. He managed to put a good team together. Now, that being said, you know, no one came out and said anything bad about him when I put that video out. I was criticised by a few people that said it, but when he was fired, a lot of people come out, like developers and ambassadors and other people involved in the project, and the truth started to trickle out. People were sharing screenshots on the day of the fork. This is like a month or so after everyone had been donating money to the donation fund. This guy was basically AWOL on the day of the fork. So when he starts talking about community, when he starts talking about he wants the best for Bitcoin Private, he's really talking about he wants the best for his investments. He's not talking about the project. He's not talking about anything else other than himself. Maybe I'm wrong there, guys. Maybe I've got this guy 100% wrong, but that is the way that I'm looking at this situation. So, yeah, a few months ago, on the fork day, apparently he was AWOL. Apparently when there was critical meetings with exchanges, with media, when he had to do interviews and all these kind of things, this was essentially what his job was. He wasn't there. He wasn't contributing to the code. He wasn't doing anything else. So the reason I'm kind of taking a back step and talking about all of that is because when he's talking about bringing communities together, take a step back and look at what he's trying to do here. He doesn't care about Bitcoin private. What he was suggesting, well, this is what people in the Discord group said. What they were suggesting was that he was trying to do an airdrop. He was trying to do an airdrop, and you know what I mean? He knows how to pump a coin. I'll give him credit for that. He knows how to pump a coin. And if you put the two coins together and it was like an airdrop and a reward for owning one coin, it promotes his new coin and maybe gives a little bit of a reward to Bitcoin private as well. But thankfully, the Bitcoin private team saw through this and they rejected it. And this is what he was pissed off about. Now, I don't know if this has been the catalyst for him, you know, starting to criticize Bitcoin private. I don't know if it's because he was fired and he's now not getting his way. I don't know if it's because Bitcoin Prime, this new coin he's pushing, is not getting a lot of attention. I don't know. You'd have to step inside his own mind to get an idea of what was going on in there. But I do think this is a part of it. It definitely is a part of it. So I'm just going to scroll through some of the other texts. I apologise if I misspeak. It's really warm in here. Okay, he's saying, as a Bitcoin private holder, I want nothing more than the success of Bitcoin private. If that means removing me from the GitHub, fine. Yeah. Please don't say I gave up on Bitcoin private. I offered this on a platter and the team rejected it. Again, why would anyone, like, if there was any kind of voting system and I had to vote, I think it would be pretty unanimous that everyone would say, don't partner with the guy you just fired for not doing any work for shilling other coins when you should be working on Bitcoin private. Why would anyone? So this isn't about, you know, helping Bitcoin private. It's about helping himself. That's the way I see it, guys. Maybe you'd interpret this another way, but that's the way I see it. So Bitcoin Prime is happening. Great. Right, so this is when he starts throwing accusations. The plan is to eventually Bitcoin private supply will need to be reduced to stay under the 21 million limit, at which point they will devise a mechanism to divert Bitcoin private into the fund. Community should be aware of this possibility and not allow Bitcoin private to be diverted into a fund that way. Now, I spoke to some people about this. I spoke to AWIGS, I spoke to some other people. Now, I had actually brought up this issue before as far as the circulating supply, as far as reclaiming coins, because of course, basically there was like 20 million coins. I don't know the exact figure, but there's basically 20 million coins created on day one through a snapshot, Bitcoin and Z Classic. So you've got a lot of those coins and they haven't, most of them won't be claimed. There's only like 3 or 4 million claimed or something like that. In the white paper, I think it's section 7, it does say that there is a mechanism in place for them to reclaim from, say, for example, this August, I believe they say, at 0.14%. It doesn't say they'll definitely do it, but it does say that is something that they can do. Now, this kind of relates back to what he's saying as far as, you know, reclaiming those coins, burn the coins. Now, he's saying at which point they're going to divert Bitcoin private into the fund. Now, this is a big accusation, but I spoke to some people about it, and they were saying that there was a discussion, and the idea was to float the idea perhaps in the future, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, that if the funds of the Treasury were low, one option would be to take a small percentage of those reclaimed coins and put them into the Treasury. Now, nothing has actually happened, but as far as I know, I might be wrong, but from what people have said, that was the discussion, that was all that was discussed. There wasn't anyone saying, hey, we can steal a lot of money, we can put it into, you know, put it into our own bank accounts or anything like that, put it into our own wallets. The idea was that you could reclaim it. The other thing I think they discussed was following something like Zencash's model. What Zencash do is, I think it's at 10 coins for their block reward. I might be wrong, could be 12.5, I think it's 10. 70% goes to the miners, 10% goes to the Treasury, 10% to secure nodes, 10% to the like super nodes or master nodes. Now that would have been an option as well. Now then they estimated that there should be approximately 100,000 Bitcoin private for me if I cooperated with them. I have never been a part of their LLC or Treasury. So that is a major accusation, saying that it was essentially going to be bribed or paid covertly to cooperate with them stealing, to be part of it. Now, when he's posting these things, you'll see lots of messages, and some people were saying, well, post evidence, post evidence. So he keeps going on about this. I support Bitcoin private. I still have a big investment. I'm extremely bullish. Well, you would if you've got a huge amount of the coins. Okay, so then he keeps going on about it. Okay, John, you're going to disclose your Bitcoin private theft and fraud to everyone, or wait for me to do it. Now, he's talking about John Layton here. And this is an issue with a developer who took coins. Now, in this one, this was actually right. He's actually right here. I would actually agree with him 100% on this one. I believe, you know, I'll come to this issue when we discuss the article that Rhett published. I'll touch upon it. It's kind of hard to try and, you know, which one to jump around to. But what he's referring to is a developer who took Bitcoin and was sent a wrong amount for payment, and he never sent it back. He refused to send it back. This is one of those rare occasions where I actually do agree with Rhett here. This guy, John, the developer, I do think it was theft what he did. Some people might disagree with that, but you'll figure it out for yourselves when I talk about it soon. So then he has published this article. This is the article that I'm going to show. There's also an article from Bitcoin Private that I'm going to show, and the article from the developer. And okay, so this is an issue. If you want to join the Bitcoin Private Telegram group not controlled by Jake and Giuseppe, right? So this is another thing, and this is another part of this drama that he's creating. He has created another Telegram group that doesn't have the main guys from Bitcoin Private. This is what he's trying to do. He apparently, and if there's anyone watching this, you might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently still controls the subreddit. So he still controls the Bitcoin Private group on Reddit, and I believe he has removed moderators from the team so that they can't moderate the Bitcoin Private subreddit. Essentially, he's taking control. And I think that essentially, when you break it down, this is what all of this is about. You saw some people, there was some people, ambassadors and some former people in the team, and they were fired. And they, you know, one of those people, Hannah, was on my stream the other day, and she did say openly in my stream, I wasn't going to name her, but she is in these screenshots, and she did come onto my stream, and she was saying, we all want, I don't know who she was representing, but she says, we want Giuseppe and Jake removed. And I say to her, who should be replaced? Who should they be replaced with? And she says, I don't know. But I've also heard through the grapevine, again, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently she is best friends, her husband is best friends with Rhett. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, A equals B, 1 equals, you know, it doesn't, I'm kind of jumping to conclusions there. I don't know what's going on there. But what I do know is that there are some people out there who want Jake and Giuseppe removed, and they want Rhett put back into control. I don't know if Rhett, my guess is he's still friends with some people in the Bitcoin Private project, and he's trying to, you know, persuade them that this is better for it, which is why he's starting to throw mud at people in the project. Might not be true, guys. I'm just, you know, I'm just going by what I'm seeing online and what people are talking about, but that is my interpretation of it. I don't know if it's one of those things, you know, because I think this is why a lot of people have been discussing this in the community. You don't know 100% what's right and what's not, so you're kind of trying to read between the lines sometimes. But if I scroll back up, this is a small instance of the Bitcoin Private Treasury, Jake and Giuseppe getting ripped off and not disclosing it to the public. Now, we're going to talk about this soon, and then he's talking about McAfee, and he's talking about other things, and now he's talking about adding John McAfee as a Bitcoin Private moderator, and he's actually pinned that tweet from earlier down below, and he's pinned it so that everyone can see it. Now, see this one, I think this has got nothing to do with anything, really. I really don't think it's got anything to do with anything. This, to me, maybe I'm wrong, but this to me seems like desperation. This seems like, it's almost like the actions of a child screaming for attention from their divorced mum and dad or something. Can we please get someone who understands how a Bitcoin address works to lead Bitcoin Private? Not it. So he's suggesting here that Crypto Jake is not fit to lead. And his evidence of this is this discussion, where Hannah posted a Bitcoin address, not Bitcoin Private, Bitcoin address, and he said next time don't add BTC at the end, because obviously when you right click in Discord, you know, copy and then you can paste it. And she said sorry, he said it's all good, it would been sucked really bad if it was unrecoverable. LOL, suck more for you. That's it. Now, I'm 110% on the side of Jake here, because I would have done the same. Because when you right click on an address, you copy it and then you can paste it into a wallet or whatever. And if someone adds LTC, BTC, ETH or whatever at the end of it, then you're going to copy those letters out and you're going to have to like delete them. And if you weren't paying attention, yeah, you'd maybe think that BTC at the end was simply the code, which, I mean, it could happen. Obviously, there's a space there, but it could happen. So for me, that is like nothing. That is just a discussion in a group that every single you know, it's going to happen in lots of different places and lots of different Discord groups for lots of different currencies. And he's using this as a reason for Jake not to lead the team. I think that's desperation. I really do think that's desperation. Anyway, it's irrelevant. Yeah, I don't think it achieves anything. It's just kind of him trying to say that. Well, again, it comes down to the fact that he's saying that Giuseppe and Jake aren't fit to lead the team. And he's saying, not me, but clearly he is. So, that's us up to date. That's like 2 days of tweets from Rhett. So, again, I apologise I'm not responding to the comments. I want to get through all this and give you my thoughts on this. So, let's go to the article. This is the article that that Rhett basically teased for a few days, saying I'm going to show you the evidence. I'm going to show you the evidence. So he's put Bitcoin private treasury theft and cover up. Now, there's a few different things he mentions here. The first one at the top is that Giuseppe, who's the lead marketer, he sent 5.5 Bitcoin to the developer here, Chaotic, which is this guy, John Layton. He sent 5.5 Bitcoin to him instead of 0.55. And you can see the discussion here. I meant to send 0.55 Bitcoin for your information. If you can send it back. He laughed. And he's like, what do you mean? And if you go down here, hi Giuseppe, I don't think I'm going to send it back. You already know about transactions immutability, so I'm not going to give you the lecture. As this is a significant mistake, I hope you realise this and we can move past it. Right. So, this is a major issue. And this is what Rhett was talking about. Where is it? Way down here. Talking about John. This is the guy he's talking about. The guy took that. So he then posed some discussions. They were talking about it, and they messed up. So this is, this is one of the issues that we need to talk about. And the issue here is, firstly, Giuseppe made a mistake. It was a costly mistake. You cannot argue the fact this was a costly mistake. Sending someone 5 Bitcoin more than they should have got is a very, you know, at the time it could have been like $50,000. It's a lot of money. I don't know what the price was whenever that screenshot was taken. It was a lot of money. So, yeah, a lot of money, and it was sent to this developer. Now, the developer refused to send it back. Now, here is where I think they messed up. What I believe they should have done was fire him, or if he's a contractor, just cut all ties to him. Cut all ties to him. Do not work with him whatsoever. Do not work with him. And then what they should have done is either cut your losses and just say, right, he's got the 5 Bitcoin, or sue him. I don't know what the legal grounds are. I don't know where you stand legally with this kind of thing, but he acknowledged the fact that he was sent too much. He acknowledged it and still refused to send it back. Now, what they chose to do instead, and you know, I spoke to some people in Discord. I apologize, I can't remember the name. I was speaking to one of the developers today, and they said that, you know, and I can understand this position as well, but what they were saying was that actually getting him to send the money back, if he's refusing it, then what do you do? So what they did was, okay, consider it a down payment for the next few months. It's a down payment for the next few months, for the next few months of work. That was accepted as a down payment, and apparently over the last few months he has continued to work, and he's continued to contribute very good code. So in that regard, he has helped Bitcoin private. He's helped the code, you know, he's helped the code, he's helped perhaps the coin add new features, more security, whatever. I don't know exactly what he's been working on, but he has been working on it, and he has been, I guess you could say, doing his side of the bargain. Someone said that to his credit, I think, who was it? Was it? Let me see who was I was talking to. It was Kif. Now, Kif's a moderator on Bitcoin Private. A lot of respect for him. He's very good, very nice guy. I was chatting to him about it, and he said to his credit, but that kind of stuck out in me because I don't think it is to his credit. I think that Rhett's actually right in this area. This is theft. I think that, you know, if you work for any company and they send you a year's worth of wages, you have to send it back. If the bank sends you $1 million, you have to send it back. It's not yours. It was an error. And you can disagree with that all you want, but the law would say that the bank would be right to reclaim that money. But really, the main issue here isn't about the 5 Bitcoin per se. That's a lot of money to lose. It was a mistake. It was human error. Giuseppe messed up. I'm sure he's, you know, been annoyed with himself for messing up. But it is something I think could happen to a lot of different people. But really, for me, the big issue here isn't the 5 Bitcoin. The big issue here is having someone working on the project who can't be trusted. someone who would, I believe someone who takes that position can't be trusted. I believe that really these are the type of people you need to cut off from the project altogether. And yes, 5 Bitcoin is a huge amount of money to lose for any project. Doesn't matter how big you are, that's a lot of money to lose. But in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I would rather lose 5 Bitcoin now than potentially lose, what, 10 Bitcoin, 50 Bitcoin or whatever later on down the year because of something this guy did. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe this is me, you know, maybe that would never happen. And someone in the Discord group did say that, you know, what he can actually do is limited now. You know, there's only so many things he can do, so he can't hurt the project per se. That being said, you know, I think I can understand the position from paying him, but at the same time, I you know, as someone who's got some Bitcoin private coins, someone who still remains a little bit bullish about the coin, I think it's got a good future. I don't want people like this involved in the project. Now, you could have given the benefit of doubt, but he published an article about this today as well. I do not hold money for anyone. I do not accept donations of any size. Now, he's talking about his history here. I began working for free on Z Classic. If you look underneath the video, you can look at this article yourself. There is a link there. There's a link to all these articles underneath. So please do check them out if you want to read these articles in full, because obviously I'm just skimming through them. So he began working free for Z Classic and all this. Now you can skim through this, and I think some of this is kind of smoke and mirrors. I'm not saying this guy didn't contribute to the code. I'm not saying this guy hasn't contributed to the success of Z Classic or Bitcoin Private. But if you scroll down, there is one big, you know, kind of section that sticks out. I'm continuing to work on GitHub, and I'm not returning the 4.95 Bitcoin. Now, that speaks volumes. He's just refusing to send the money back. Now, he does raise some good questions at the end. Who is the Bitcoin private community? Is it the coin owners? Is it the miners? Is it the marketers? Is it the developers? Yeah, these are all good questions, and it's a fair point. But, you know, this is all like smoke and mirrors in my opinion. It doesn't change the fact. Maybe legally he wouldn't be taken to court, and you know, for this. Ethically, it's wrong. And even if you disagree, hey, it's their fault, whatever. But if you're part of a team and someone legitimately sends a payment to you like that, you need to send it back. Now, I've actually been in this position myself. I've had companies, you know, they've bought advertising on my blog or something like that, or they've hired me for something, and they've sent me too much money. And it wasn't like a big discussion. I went, oh, okay, sorry, no worries. And I've sent the money back. That's the way it should be. You're working with a project. It doesn't matter if it's 1 Bitcoin too much. I could understand if it was 0.1 and say, right, we'll just take 0.1 Bitcoin off your next payment. But this was 5 Bitcoin. And he just put his feet in the ground. I'm not moving. I'm not giving you the money back. I don't want people like that involved in the project. Now, some people disagree with that. Some people said it was just the easiest way. They didn't want a drama. You know, the guy was contributing good code. I can understand that. But in this situation, I think Rhett was right. What Bitcoin Private did wrong, I think it wasn't the sending the money. That was a human error. I think what they did wrong was keeping this guy in the team. And looking in hindsight is obviously, you know, I can look in hindsight. I'm away from what's happening on a daily basis. But I think if you look at it from an outside point of view, you don't want people like that involved in your project. People who would accept money and then just say, hey, let's move past this. You just sent me $50,000 by accident, but yeah, let's move past this. No. So someone is, you know, again, I think this is someone who maybe you'll disagree, but I think this is someone that should have been removed from the team, and that's where they've made a mistake. I think this is where they've made a mistake. So let's continue and Senor Rhett's article here. A lot of different things. So he's still talking about here. So they talk about Binance exchanges. Now, this is talking about exchange listings, and he's saying that he was saying that they lowballed the offer for Binance. Now, that's the thing. See with exchange listings, there's a lot of kind of shady going ons in the background with exchanges, as far as you need to pay us this to get listed and all that. It's not about what's the best coin for customers. It's all these kind of shady backhand, you know, payments, and it doesn't seem to be transparent. They'll charge one company one thing, they'll charge another company another, and they'll take stock. And yeah, I think that whole side of cryptocurrency is still very, very shady. It's not transparent. By the end of the day, if you want to get a coin listed on an exchange, you're playing by the exchange's rules. It's up to them who gets listed and who doesn't. So yeah, maybe they made mistakes, but I don't think they're you know, offering too little shows Bitcoin Private in a bad light. You know, it says they offered 55 Bitcoin. That's a hell of a lot of money. Some of you may disagree though, because the whole point of the donation fund was to get listed on a big exchange like Binance. And I'm sure many people would have been happy with all that money just going directly to Binance. I don't know. For me, it doesn't show Bitcoin Private in a good light. It doesn't show them in a bad light. It's just what they've been doing to try and get listed. It's easy to say in hindsight they should have done A, B, or C, but I don't think they've done anything bad here, and there doesn't seem to be anything malicious going on. So the discussion goes on. They're still talking about 5 Bitcoin. So Jack and Giuseppe deny everything because I have no proof of wrongdoing. So I think this is related more to the 100,000 Bitcoin private he offered me. Now, I don't know. Like, maybe Rhett does have evidence of this. Maybe his claim that he's got pinned to the top of his Twitter page. It's obvious, you know, the fact he's got that pinned to his Twitter account instead of something positive about Bitcoin Prime. It shows you what he's trying to do here. But there doesn't seem to be any mention here of 100,000 Bitcoin private in these screenshots. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it was agreed in a phone call. Maybe he's making it up. I don't know. Nothing would surprise me. But at the end of the day, if he's providing evidence of all these other things, why isn't he providing evidence of 100,000 being offered to them? I don't know. I think this is just something he's making up, or he's bended something, you know, the truth or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. So I really can't comment on that. There's no evidence for me to see what's happening there. So I will say this once, there's literally no truth in that tweet at all. Yeah, he's probably right. But I don't know. You know, from an outside point of view, trying not to pick sides at all, which is hard when you've seen this guy lie so much and pump coins so much and all that. But I can't see anything that suggests he was offered that. I don't know. So he's saying JC isn't guilty of trying to bribe me with 100 Bitcoin private because no coins have been burned. So this is, again, what they were talking about, how they would burn the coins later on. Again, Hannah's involved in the middle of all this. I don't know if she's, as I said, she's apparently, I don't know if you guys don't know, I don't know if she's friends with Rhett. I assume she is if her husband's friends with Rhett. She's getting herself involved in all this. And I don't, this is the thing, I'm reading between the lines here. I'm getting the impression there's quite a lot of people out there that are trying to get a developer to say one thing or another and then go, bang, we've got you, screenshot, put it on an article. So it's very dangerous. You need to watch out for that if you're involved in cryptocurrencies when there's guys like this in the community, because they're putting themselves forward as, you know, they're just asking questions, but what they're trying to do is ask you to incriminate yourself. And I don't know, she just keeps asking questions. That whole thing, I don't think there's any evidence of that actually going on, so I don't even want to give much time to it. So here is another thing, right? And this whole section here, it speaks more about, he's calling Jake the cyber beggar. I think this speaks more about Rhett's character than it does about Jake. Now, I really haven't had any dealings with Jake whatsoever. I think the only time I've had dealings with Jake, I was talking to someone about this today. The only time I've had dealings with this was when I was in the Bitcoin private community. I was minting through the donation fund, and the official pool went down. I can't remember if this was Jake or not, but the official pool went down. And I basically woke up in the morning, I checked my phone, I was like, oh, the pool's down. What's happening with the pool? And I can't remember if it was Jake or someone else, but one of the developers kind of went on a rage and says, I'm not telling anyone else. I'm sick of this, And then they put me on a timeout. They kind of banned me temporarily. And when I come back on, I was like, I was just asking a question, I didn't know. And like, all right, sorry, we've been talking about this for 4 hours. I put that down to exhaustion, different time zones and all that. I don't think it was Jake. It could have been, I don't know, but it was one of the main developers. But that's my only dealings with the development team in Bitcoin Private. I've not really, apart from like speaking to them afterwards, asking questions in the forum and stuff like that. But the question here about Rhett is really his character, because I'd like to think that if I left a team, and even if it was in a bad way, I wouldn't spend the next couple of months throwing mud at people. I certainly wouldn't be talking about private matters. I certainly wouldn't be posting private conversations online. Certain things like that you don't do if you're working in a company or a project. That's just me. Was it to say, guys, snitches get stitches? I don't know. I don't think, you know, if you look at what Rhett's been doing the last few months, posting screenshots and all that. But here he's posting that Jake is a beggar. And his example is that Jake's cat needs surgery. And he's asking for some donations. Now, maybe I'm wrong here. I don't see the problem with that. Like, I'm not someone that, you know, posts a lot of... I mean, I donate to friends a lot. They're doing runs and sponsored runs and charity runs. £10 here, not much, like £10 or £15 or whatever. You help out your friends. I'm more of a dog man myself, but hey, the guy likes animals and he's caring about his cat. Does that make him a beggar? I don't know. It's just a lot of... he's trying to paint this picture of him being something that he's not. So I don't really understand what he's doing here. But he's saying here he likes... it looks like several people on the Treasury are moving on to a new company called Nexus. Now, without sounding like a complete idiot, I don't know what Nexus is about. I believe it's like some sort of legal entity that they're building to protect people. And it's like... I don't know if it's an accounting thing. I don't know if it's a legal thing to protect people. I can't really comment on it, but I believe that the idea was to use this company. I don't know if it's an umbrella company. I don't know. People, I'd have to learn more about it before I comment on it and give an opinion on it. But the way he's suggesting it there is if they're going to sneak funds away to some sort of like Caribbean island and a shell company. I don't think that's what's going on. They've actually talked about it in the Discord group. So yeah. Rhett, the perpetual forker. There will be more formal separation of the foundation and the Nexus. So that, again, I don't know much about Nexus. I'd have to talk about that later. Maybe you guys know more. But wait, there's more. Classic Columbo U-turn. Right, so at the end here, he's got, before the Bitcoin private fork, Jake admitted that he sold all of his Z Classic to pay student loans. I sent him 5,000 worth of Z Classic because I didn't want to lose motivation with the project. Now, if he had given him $5,000, I'm not of the belief that he shouldn't really have casted that up. That should have been a private thing. But I think what he's trying, again, he's calling him a beggar. He's calling him a beggar. I don't think he is. He's basically got student loans. I mean, I went to university twice. Did a degree, then later on I did a post-grad course. For a year or so. But being in Scotland, I got it paid for me both times. I didn't have to pay for my course. It's very expensive to go to university in America. So all I'm seeing there is a young student paying off his debt, which is actually the right thing to do. It's all right to gamble on your future and spend a lot of money when you've got a ton of money in the bank. But when you're struggling, I would have sold my money as well. So I don't know. Again, he's trying to paint him as a beggar because he asked for money for his cat. I do agree with this part where he says that he gave him it so he didn't lose motivation with the project. Me and my friend were talking about this recently, and I think there's a lot to be said about the developers of a coin having a stake in the success of the coin and not just being paid, giving them a percentage, you know, if they've got 0.5% or, you know, if they've got a few thousand. Everyone's got a different limit as to what makes them motivated to work. But you really do want the guys to have a stake in the coin so that it's in their interest to work their ass off, because if the coin wins, if the coin is successful, then they're successful. And at the end, they say there should be some kind of election process so the same 2 or 3 people don't keep perpetual control of the Treasury. Fine. You know, multi-signature wallets and all that. All Treasury transactions should be transparent. Need people with better experience who aren't prone to getting people perpetually ripped off. I mean, I guess that is a fair comment. They've made mistakes, so I think that's a fair comment. As far as all Treasury transactions should be transparent, I listened to... They had a Q&A this morning, but it was very early UK time, so I couldn't sit there and listen to it. I think I've listened to like 15-20 minutes, and the part I was listening to before I started recording was about an audit. And a lot of people had asked for an audit, you know, to basically show exactly where every single transaction is going, which is a big ask. And what they were talking about was... it's very time consuming to do an audit. It's very costly. You know, you need to pay people, you know, to research everything. And what it would do is take a lot of time, energy that could be better used to do other things like developing the project or discussing other things. I'm kind of torn on that issue because I can see the point. I can see the point. And, you know, if I'm involved in a project, or if I was running my own cryptocurrency, and then I mean, even if you ask me now and I have to go through and, you know, try and figure out how much I paid for this a couple of years ago and try go exactly where money was and check bank accounts, it's an absolute pain in the ass. But you're not talking about a private individual, you're talking about like a foundation. I can see why people want an audit. And I do think, as far as financials go, maybe if you don't audit what happened in the past, but moving forward, I think there's a lot to be said about being transparent, about showing what's happening with the money. You know, because in the white paper, I think it says 50% for exchanges, 25% development, I don't know, was it 10% marketing? I can't remember the exact amounts. But you can say what you want in the white paper and then do something different in the background. So I think transparency would be a good thing. I think it'd be a good thing. But it's one of those things, I can see both sides. But as someone who's got, you know, some Bitcoin private coins, I think for me, transparency, you know, obviously I'd love to see what's happening so that little things like this don't happen. So to kind of summarize on this page what he was talking about, I think where Bitcoin Private here messed up, it wasn't really sending the money. Yeah, it was a mistake, but I think it was an honest mistake. And to be honest, in any other company, in any other team, in any other cryptocurrency, that would have been something that would have been resolved in 2 minutes, where he says, all right, no problem, boom, sent it back. That was it. End of discussion. That's it resolved. The problem is, obviously, this guy dug his heels in and says, I'm not going to send it back. And he has reiterated it today, I'm not returning it. So I'm not saying this guy isn't worth the money. I'm not saying this guy isn't contributing good code. I think the mistake they've made here isn't the money. The mistake is they didn't cut this guy off. Is that a new tweet? Oh, there's a new tweet. Live tweet. 90% of my Twitter followers also don't understand how Bitcoin address checksums work. Right, okay. So yeah, I think that's where they have messed up. As far as being transparent about it to the community, it was a mistake. As I said, I would have liked him to have just owned up about it. Did a blog post, said we messed up. He's refusing to send the money back. We've cut all ties from him, and that isn't, you know, we don't want to work with people that do that. They chose to, you know, try and save the money and try and get the guy to contribute. So I think you can argue that they did the right thing. I think long term they did the wrong thing, but it's one of the, it depends where you sit. I don't think Jake is a beggar in any sense of the word, and I think calling him a beggar because he posted something to help his cat, and then bringing up the fact that he gave him some money earlier on in the project when he was probably doing this for, you know, pro bono, where he's basically just giving up all his time and not being paid. I think fair play him for sending money, but he shouldn't be casting it up. So anyway, today there was of course this article from John who took the money, but there was an article from Bitcoin Private themselves. So what's this, part 2, part 3 of the soap opera? Right. So it's one of those things. I'm glad they actually addressed this. I'm glad that they addressed this. So let's get through this article and we'll see what they're saying. This brings up another issue. It talks about the 5.5 Bitcoin, but it also talks about 17 Bitcoin. So we'll talk about that in a second. It says sometimes half-truths can be more deceptive than outright lies. The team believes the proverb could hold true. Right, blah, blah, blah. Right, so what is true? Yes, our team has made mistakes. We sent a payment for 5.5 Bitcoin. Right, so I've covered that already. You guys can read that in your own time. Here's the part I want to talk about. The second mistake is an exchange-related one, so we refrain from naming the particular exchange, as we are still in conversations with them about getting listed, and it should still be in the best interest of the project to get listed with them. In short, the mistake involved a hacked email with forged email headers from this exchange confirming a listing of Z Classic and Bitcoin Private plus fork support for 17 Bitcoin. After a few back and forth messages, we made the payment and we were scammed. We haven't divulged the details because the conversation with this exchange is not yet over. They've even expressed remorse over what happened, and we're still in active constructive conversations with them, and any attempt to disclose the identity of this exchange would ultimately serve the interests other than those of the Bitcoin private community. So, another mistake. This one isn't for 5 Bitcoin, this is for 17 Bitcoin. If you assume, you know, Bitcoin private was $10,000 at a time, just for easy math, that's $170,000, so it's a lot of money. Where Bitcoin private at fault here? This is the question. In fact, there's two questions. Were they at fault, and should they have been transparent and told people in the community about this issue? I don't think either of those. I don't think they were at fault per se, and I think they actually did the right thing here. I think they did the right thing not saying anything. I think, and hear me out, because I think, you know, I don't know how they'll handle. I mean, I've not dealt with exchanges. I haven't spoke to exchanges on behalf of a cryptocurrency. I imagine there's a lot of phone calls, but I imagine there's a lot of back and forth emails. Now, I can sit here and say, hey, I would never fall for a forged email. I would know it was fake, but I respond to emails every single day of the week, and I never check email headers. I never check, you know, if you've been emailing them back and forth, everything looks legit as far as the footer and all that. You just assume it's correct. Why would you not assume it's correct? Now, where I think, you know, the blame should be laid here is, if it's going anywhere, it should be with the exchange. The exchange should have been better with the security. They shouldn't have allowed this to happen. They probably had weak passwords. Reading between the lines, the exchange aren't really taking responsibility for what happened. What I will say is this: if I was in a position where someone bought advertising from my website and I emailed them the wrong, say, address, cryptocurrency address, PayPal address, whatever. If I emailed them the wrong address, or if my email address was hacked and they got sent the wrong address, if they still sent the payment and then they showed me the email that they did send the payment, then I would have to honour that agreement. I would have to give them the advertising or the review or whatever they bought. But what they've done is, by the looks of it, they've said, oh, well, sorry, you've lost 17 Bitcoin. Give me 17 Bitcoin. You know, that's essentially what they're doing there. They're saying that, yeah, we feel sorry for our email server getting hacked, but yeah, give us our money. Now, this is a very difficult situation, because this is one of those areas. What do? Do you go out and you say, hey, we've been screwed over, they're not going to list us, they've taken our money? And they'll say, listen, it's not our fault, we didn't send that email, you've been scammed, it's your fault. And nothing positive would come out of that, because you'd lose the 17 Bitcoin, you'd probably never get listed on that exchange, and yeah, nothing would really happen with it. So what they're trying to do is keep an open dialogue with this exchange. I'm assuming that's what's happening here, you know, reading here. They're trying to keep an open dialogue with them. They're trying to work it out. Maybe they're going to ask for more money. I don't know what's going on here. But as far as whether they should be blamed, I think this highlights more the risks involved in cryptocurrency more than anything else. You know, how important security and all that is, how you always have to be 110% when you're sending your payments and all that. But given that situation, I can't say hand on heart that I couldn't have made the same mistake, because if I saw the email, you know, and everything looked legit, I would have just sent the payment without, you know, probably phoning them up and saying, is this the right address or whatever. But I don't know, maybe I would have done it right, I don't know. But the question we should also be asking, as I said, is, should they have been transparent about this and told the community? Should they have told people in Discord and all that? I don't think they should have. I believe that in this instance, with the 5 Bitcoin, they should have told the community, they should have done an article about it, and they should have cut this guy loose and say, we don't want anything to do with you. But in this instance, I think they did the right thing. I really do think they did the right thing, because if you think about it in their point of view, there was nothing positive that would come out of this. They would give the exchange a bad name, they would give themselves a bad name, they would lose the money, and they wouldn't get listed on exchange. It was lose, 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 lose. There was no benefits from actually doing that. So yeah, I do realise people want an audit. I do realise that people would want to know what's happening with the money. But I think what they did was right. They picked, you know, they're in a difficult situation. They have to pick, right, do we tell people, do we not tell people? They didn't. But in this particular area, I think it was the right thing to do. So they've got other things here. Surrounding these two mistakes are baseless accusations. Okay, so when the time comes to address the unmoved coins, any proposed plan for what to do with the unmoved Bitcoin private would require a hard fork, and therefore have to meet the approval of the mining community and the community at large. But that time is not now, and is simply serving as a red herring for the agenda of others. To be clear, the team is extremely remorseful for these mistakes. The individuals directly involved in these mistakes are sorry for them and have expressed a willingness to accept responsibility for them. Every day, we debate on how much to share, knowing that too little information doesn't hold true to our commitment as a transparent project, and too much information can create distracting drama when placed in the hands of those who would rather see us fail. That's a really good piece of writing, actually. I really like that. I think that's 100% true. I was actually debating this with myself today, just kind of having a little argument in my head. I was debating whether to even do a video about this or do a live stream about this today, because I'm like, I don't want to just report about these issues all the time, but I think it's something people should know. But at the same time, I don't want to give Rhett any airtime. But in their position there, it's kind of, it's a very difficult balance with transparency. If you tell, you know, if you tell the community every single thing that happens every single day that goes on, you know, with the team, conversations, phone calls, taking screenshots, telling every single thing what happens, you're just creating news and you're creating drama where drama isn't really there. But then not being transparent and not giving people information isn't good either. There's like a happy medium. You don't need to know every single decision that goes on in the background, but there are key things that you want to know about. There are key features, key events, key news events that you want to know about. And this is where the team have to make a call and say, you know, we should talk about this. Now, in the past, Rhett has went on tirades and he started, you can see what he's doing here. Every day he's talking about Bitcoin private and he's talking about they shouldn't lead the team. Things like this, saying, you know, he can't, like this one here where he's saying that he doesn't even understand. That's ridiculous. Crypto Jake is a lead developer of a cryptocurrency, a very good one at that. And to suggest that he doesn't even know how Bitcoin addresses work is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So they shouldn't respond to trolling comments like that every single day of the week. They shouldn't. But at the same time, when there are things, you know, being posted, by not saying something, people start reading between the lines and they start saying, oh, what's going on here? Have you got something to hide? Why aren't you telling us? And this is where you start getting rumours creeping in and you get all these other things creeping in. And this is the thing. People would approach me sometimes and they'll say, hey, did you hear this happened? And quite a lot of time when they do that, I'll say, okay, where's the evidence with it? And they say, oh no, I just heard through it. And you're like, well, you need the evidence of these things. So I think it's very true. They're in a difficult position sometimes. If you compare what they've been doing with comparison with some other teams, I think Bitcoin Private with the community updates has been very good about being transparent about important events, about what they've been working on, what they've been developing and all that. But the nature of the industry, the nature of exchanges always telling you, hey, you can't tell anyone that you're even talking to us until you're approved. There's certain things that they can't talk about. So you have to bear that in mind as well. And you have to have faith in the team to make the right call in different situations. And as I said, I think they made the wrong call there. I think they made the right call there. But you might think the opposite in both situations. So yeah, just kind of tying it up, saying that Jack and Giuseppe in particular proving their commitment to the project. I don't think they should even point that out. They really shouldn't even talk about the fact that Jake and I called him Jack there. Jake and Giuseppe are a huge part of the team, and even saying that you know, there shouldn't be any doubts about their commitment to the project. There shouldn't be any doubts at all. Yeah, so that was their response to it. So to summarize this whole soap opera, this whole thing, Rhett Creighton. I'm saying Rhett because I see that up there. Rhett Creighton has been thrown a lot of mud, a crap load of mud, a barrel load of mud at Bitcoin Private every single day. He continues to do it. My opinion of this, yes, he obviously knew some things that happened here. These are the kind of things that happen behind doors in the team. I do think we need maybe a little bit more transparency as far as what happens with payments and all that. But I do think that this guy will continue to throw mud, and maybe we're at the point where we should just ignore him. As far as I said this at the very start of this stream though, as far as Bitcoin Private, I think this doesn't look good. I think this is actually probably one of the major problems with Bitcoin Private. If you look at the Bitcoin Private project itself, they're making a lot of developments. They've got the Nano, Trezor, both of these can hold Bitcoin Private. Well, you have to incorporate them with the Electrum wallet and stuff, but they're making developments with that. They're listed on HitBTC. They've got McAfee pumping the coin now. That could be a pro or a con depending on your opinion, but they're making strides in e-commerce where other coins aren't. They're doing things with SMS and, you know, mobile transactions and all this kind of thing. They're actually doing a lot of great things, and this is why I kind of remain bullish about it. But you'd have to have your head in the sand not to realize that Bitcoin Private's main problem right now has been all the drama coming from Rhett and other people that were fired. I do think that, you know, the ambassador program, there's a lot of inexperienced people in there that perhaps sometimes it doesn't reflect well on the team. You know, I see them on Twitter a lot. There's a lot of smart people in the ambassador program who talk about Bitcoin Private, but I do think there's a lot of people that don't even have a basic grasp of cryptocurrency, and they're just shelling the coin. You know, that I've actually witnessed discussions with people from the ambassador program having discussions with developers of other coins, and they say, "Oh, you don't know anything. You're just promoting FUD. You're just promoting fear." And you're like, "What?" Like, I think you shouldn't be punished for asking legitimate questions in this business. That is what you should be doing. And if you're not asking questions, you're probably losing money. That being said, you know, all of this ties in with the image of Bitcoin Private, and I think all this drama doesn't reflect well on Bitcoin Private, because people will start reading between the lines. They'll start thinking, well, they've got management issues, they're young, they're inexperienced, they don't have the right people in place to make the right decisions. I guess some of that criticism is justified, but I think moving forward, what they have to do is learn from the mistakes. They messed up, but I also think if you looked at what's happening in cryptocurrencies and other teams, if you hang out in the Discord long enough, you start seeing what's happening in the background with other coins as well. And it's not like other coins, you know, the background team is in tip-top shape. I just think that Bitcoin Private has unfortunately had to air a lot of the problems publicly because of some of the people involved in the team. I guess that's par for the course if you're a popular coin. I do think this is a minor hiccup. They've made mistakes, but I think they'll learn from them. But I think in a few weeks we'll be talking about something else. So, yeah, that's my overall opinion of it. I do recognise right now that I have been ignoring all you guys for a long time. So, yeah, I'm back in the room, guys. I'm back in the room. So I apologise for ignoring you guys for about an hour. I hope you've been talking amongst yourselves. I'm sure that some of you disagree with me with some of those points. So feel free to talk about it. Feel free to tell me where you think I'm wrong. I'm happy to, you know, discuss this. I'm not saying I'm 100% right in everything I've said in here. I'm just kind of looking at the articles. I'm looking at what's been said and then trying to paint a picture of what's actually going on. So, yeah, let me know what you think, guys. So, again, welcome to everyone. You've all been watching the stream. I do appreciate all of you watching this stream, guys. I'm going to stream for another 30 minutes, and then I'm going to do burpees and press-ups in a room and get rid of my beer belly. So, Donald's saying there, hi Kevin, people on Telegram have spoken about how Rep proposed to Bitcoin Private developers they should airdrop Bitcoin Private to XPM holders, and they rejected the proposal. Is this true? I believe that is true, Donald. I believe that is true. I think I touched upon that at the start. If I find the tweet for you. So, he kind of touched upon it in this tweet where he said that, you know, he offered it. Now, clearly, you know, as far as making money, this, you know, credit where credit's due. Rhett knows how to make money. He knows how to pump a coin and dump a coin, and he likes doing it through airdrops and all these kind of things. I'm glad that Bitcoin Private rejected them. As I said, you know, my overall opinion of this is they've made some mistakes. They have made some mistakes, but if you look at what's happening in every single cryptocurrency, there's always mistakes going on in the background. And a lot of the time, it's not just if mistakes happen; it's how you handle it. You know, I gave my opinion on those situations. I said, you know, they should have been transparent there and not there. But you know, I was talking with some people in the Bitcoin Private community in Discord, and you know, people that I respect. For example, Kif, he took a different position from me. He said he disagreed with me and things like that. So I think there's many ways to look at this as far as what went on. So, yeah. Dai saying his understanding of crypto and the community is about transparency and dishonesty. Idiots who are dishonest are scam hams the whole crypto world. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, these scams and things like that, they always do hurt the cryptocurrency world. It's just one of those things. Donald, so let me get this straight. Rhett wanted to give himself free money through an airdrop, gets denied, and then he gets mad, right? Reading between the lines, I think that's what happened. But I also think as well, from a promotional point of view, there's nothing that gets people excited as much as a fork, as much as getting free coins. That's what a fork is, giving people free coins for holding another coin. So if, for example, I had to launch KevCoin, it's going to come 2024, but if I had to launch a coin, say KevCoin, and one of the ways to springboard that coin is to simply, you know, jump off the back of someone else's success and launch it as a fork off another coin, and then saying, hey, put your coins in your wallet, you'll get free coins. All of a sudden, you've got people invested in your community. You've got a lot of people who've got your coins for trading and things like that. I think that's what he's trying to do. From a marketing point of view, it makes sense. I won't lie to you, as much as I dislike Rhett, if I was going to get some free coins and I could just pick up those coins, send them to an exchange and make a few $100s, I would do it. And I'm sure all of you would as well. But Bitcoin Private made the right decision here. Hi Car Music. Feel free to rewind the video. It will be published on my channel after the stream, but you should be able to rewind it if you want to catch up. I think I chatted for about an hour there, so good luck. You're welcome, Ross. Hi Richard. Hi Sosa. I've missed a crap load of comments, guys, so I apologise that I wasn't looking through your comments. Good to see Russell there. Crypto Rising, Santosh. Hi Alex, Crypto Union, Mike Hugh. I'm doing well, Mike. Good to see you. Thanks for the kind words, Alex. Hi Stephen. Marker Garage. Hi there. Maker Garage, sorry, not Marker. Maker Garage. Matt Anderson is saying evidence is there. Trust me, evidence will come out. She's a double agent. So Hannah's husband is friends with Rhett. I don't know if that's actually true. I probably shouldn't have said that. So I saw some people talking about it in Discord. I don't know if that's true or not. And I'm not pointing out. Hannah seems like a nice person. I don't know. You know, I'm not saying that what she said is true or not true. I don't know. Just someone had pointed it out. I don't know if it's true or not. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors going around. Matt, right, so Matt seems to be on the other side. He's saying that Jake was begging for money. He was begging for donations. There's so many comments here to read through. I'm trying to do that without missing all the new ones. Hi Richard, good to see you. Hi Peter. No problem. I mean, I'm not. It's one of those things. You're trying to look at the situation and you're just trying to piece together what actually happened. This is the thing, when there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, discussions, phone calls, you don't exactly know what's going on. But I do think if you'll read between the lines with Rhett's tweets, there's definitely an agenda there to get people out and to get himself in, or at the very least get people in who will work with him to promote his new coin. Maybe that's his agenda, to get someone in who's going to work with him. I don't know. Thanks, Daniel. Do you think Bitcoin price can get to $200? I think it can. Just the question is when. You know, it's obviously a year from now, things can change in the cryptocurrency world. Donald, yes it is. Hannah's husband went to school with Rhett. She said it a few times in public now. Ask her. All right, okay. I mean, that doesn't mean that she's necessarily talking to Rhett about this or anything. I mean, you can't really jump to conclusions with that, but obviously she does know. Hi, Bitchtruth. No, Bitcoin Private isn't on Binance. It isn't on Binance. Save Guardfield. So I'm just looking through some of the comments from Matt. Matt was obviously saying that there's still some more things to come out and all that. It's one of those things, you know. I'd be happy to get people on to talk about this in a live stream or something like that, or in a video. But at the same time, it's one of those things you don't want to just keep feeding the fire and just add to the drama. Bill, I missed some of the conversation earlier. Yeah, it's probably better to rewind to get the full story. If you look at Bill, see the best thing to do at the moment is maybe to look at the articles that are linked to underneath this video. You'll see articles here and there, and maybe draw your own conclusions and then rewind the video and see if you agree with me or not. But a lot of people are saying that that's what Rhett wants to do. He wants to take Bitcoin private back, but I'm not sure. Please make this the last stream about Rhett. It's embarrassing to discuss him at this point. The stream, just to clarify, this stream isn't about Rhett. I do think that despite him having an agenda, I do think that some of the issues that he raised were... Everyone was talking about it anyway. This is the thing. So whether I wanted to talk about it or not, I'd been talking to a lot of people from both sides about it, what they thought. It was on my mind. I wanted to discuss it. This isn't about Rhett. I think this is more about clarifying a lot of the mud that was being thrown at Bitcoin Private. At the end of the day, if I see Bitcoin Private doing something wrong or something unethical or theft or anything, I'd be the first to do a video about it, and I'd say, listen guys, I don't agree with this. This is what's happening. But when you actually look at what's being posted and all that, you can see some genuine mistakes being made, but I don't see any kind of malicious activity. I don't see anything like that. How do I get the name highlighted when replying? That's a good question. I don't know actually. Oh, I think that's because he tagged me. I think that's because he tagged me. He put my name. I think that's because he put an at. You put an at symbol, I think. Yeah, it's an app, right. It's one of those things, I think, despite not wanting to give Rhett any airtime and things like that, I think this kind of situation does highlight how important it is to have structure in an organisation, any kind of team that manages a coin. I'm kind of torn sometimes, because sometimes I think it's great to have a team of different people making decisions, voting in a democracy and all that. But I must admit, sometimes I do think it would be great to just have someone at the top, not to say like a dictatorship, but someone who says, well, I agree with you there, I disagree with you here, and then making the important decisions. We've seen other coins being successful that way, with just having one guy at the top managing everyone else. But I don't know. We see this in Discord a lot, where people disagree with each other, but it's trying to see through all the crap, all the lies and all that. I think, as I said, I want transparency, I want the truth to come out in these kind of situations, but at the same time, I don't agree with Rhett taking screenshots of all these private conversations he's been having and then publishing them online. I don't agree with that either. Certain things, even if you disagree with them, they should be private. Hi John, whereabouts in Thailand are you? Don't worry about the like button. I actually had a dislike before I even started streaming because I've pissed off some people. By the way, guys, if I haven't already shelled it, please do take part in my competition. Subscribe to the channel, and then put in a fake name if you want, and then an email address, and you can win a Ledger Nano S if you want to store your Bitcoin private. I'll try and do some more competitions. I'll do the unboxing of Trezor soon, and I'll see how that works as well. I've got... Well, I need to do this one next week. This is KeepKey. So I've got a different hardware wallet, so I'm going to do reviews. So Matt, you're still watching. Can you tell us more about, like, obviously you've been watching the stream. What do you disagree with what I said? I'd like to hear your opinion. Obviously we spoke about these kind of things in the past. Okay. So in Chiang Mai, then Patong and Koh Phangan. I spent a week in Chiang Mai, but I think I spent a month in Koh Phangan. I'm not using any of them right now, to be honest. I've used the Nano. I've unboxed it. I did like a 20-30 minute tutorial about it last week, so I understand how this works. Interestingly, with Bitcoin Private, with the other ones, I don't know if I can plug this in and show you guys. With the other ones, when you plug in the wallet, you kind of push the buttons here and it launches the wallet, and it launches it on a Chrome extension, like a pop-up. But with Bitcoin Private, it acts more... the wallet isn't with Nano or with the extension. This acts as two-factor authentication and effectively just encrypts your hardware wallet and encrypts your Bitcoin Private Electrum wallet. I don't know if they're going to work on better integration in the future. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how Trezor works either. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't mine to these. This is the thing. You're not supposed to mine to them because there are lots of small transactions. I would have liked to have just mined to them. But you're going to have to still install a wallet on your computer and then, you know, save up some coins and then send it to storage. As I said, Matt, if you're watching, I'd love to hear your opinion on this. I think this is something I have to do, you know, because by the sounds of it, a lot of people are agreeing with what I said there, with what I was discussing in these articles and, you know, my opinion here. But it's good to hear the other side. It's good to hear what the other, you know, side of the fence is saying. If you disagree with me, please tell me and tell me why. I was very conscious of the fact that I didn't want anyone to get the... It's one of those things, because I didn't want to get anyone to get the opinion that I'm just picking on Rhett, or that I'm just assuming that everything he says is BS. You know, I was very cautious of that, because then automatically I invalidate anything I say about this whole situation. That being said, I've already said many times that Rhett's a tool, so take that what you will. You know, maybe that means that I'm not someone that can comment on what he's been doing. But he's very, you know, I think, I read between the lines, I think he's very, he's got a strategy with all these tweets and all. I don't think he's just kind of tweeting crazily like Trump. I think he's actually planning out what to say to try and, you know, push an agenda. I don't know, I could be wrong though. Yeah, the idea with any wallet on your computer is, you know, if you use something like Trezor or Nano, is that you take the security away so that if someone did hack your computer or gain access, they couldn't get access to your funds. But the way that works with Bitcoin Private and the Nano is you use the Nano to encrypt your wallet. So you would still need the Electrum wallet if you're going to use this. Interestingly, what I'd have to do is actually send my coins. I think I'd have to... No, I think I can still encrypt my Bitcoin Private wallet. I think I can do that with that. So I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, interesting you saying that, John. I was asking about this in, I think it was a SafeCoin Discord the other day, and I was asking whether someone was changing from Equihash coins because the temperatures right now, you know, anyone north of the equator is a little bit warmer. And I was looking at other algos, and Lirev 2 apparently doesn't push GPUs as hard as Equihash. So, yeah, I was looking at it, but I couldn't see any coins that I'd want to mine with Lirev, so I've just been mining SafeCoin still. If anyone else has got any questions regarding that, if you've got a different point of view from me about all of that, please do let me know. Have you heard of Bill Ottman? No, I've not. Anyone heard of Bill Ottman? Is this one of those joke names? No, it's actually legit. I thought I was saying something stupid there. Yeah, Red's doing Bitcoin Prime now, I believe. Ah, right, okay, so the difficulty shot up because more people are mining because of ASIC miners, right. So what coin are you actually mining, John? What coin? So once again, I apologise to those who were asking questions earlier and I didn't answer them. It's one of those things, if I was talking about all of this and giving my opinion and I kept going back and forth with the comment area, I would have took twice as long, which is fine some videos. In this one though, I really just wanted to kind of get through it all and give my point of view so anyone watching doesn't see me going back and forth on it all. Someone is asking about the Bitcoin crypto union. What will be the Bitcoin private price in September? Who knows? Santosh, right, okay, so this is interesting. Layton is the only real contributor to Bitcoin Private's GitHub repo. Right. Now that, I guess that does change things. You know, if he is the main developer, if he is the main guy adding the code, changing code, you know, improving it, then you could argue that they made the right decision to just appease him and keep him going. But it's not like there's not any other developers out there. You know, obviously you don't want the project to stall. You don't want things to just stall and then you can't move the project forward. But one of those things. Are you still holding or mining Bitcoin Private? I've not been mining it. I've been mining Safecoin. I'd like to liquidate some Safecoin in the future. And if I liquidate at a decent enough price, I'd like to buy some Zencash. I'd maybe buy some more Bitcoin Private. And I'd maybe buy some hardware, some more GPUs or ASIC. I don't know. I'm going to see. By the moment, I'm still mining Safecoin because the hash rate is fairly low, so I'm getting a good return. As far as what to mine, see. So Push is saying that Bitcoin Private is getting better every day. 2 1060s, right? I'm going to put in my setup. It's got Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin Private is there. Oh, there's LireF 2. So that's what John was talking about there. So nice hash, you're getting a decent return with that. Monacoin. So is this the coin that's pushing it up for that? And Bitcoin Private is doing very well today. So we say, how much would I make here? 1.8 Bitcoin Private per day. That's actually not too bad. Or maybe they need to revisit that. The net hash of Bitcoin Private is 5.6 in terms of coins, right? So the network hash rate has went down, which is why the return has went up. 5.6. What is it normally? What's the difficulty of Bitcoin Private normally? Yeah, no problem, Bittruth. Thanks for tuning in. 0.1 Bitcoin Private on a single 1080 Ti. It's went up a little bit. It's at $22 now. Yeah, I'm gonna see what's happening with Safecoin over the next week, and then I'd maybe switch to Bitcoin Private for a while. I really should kind of. I'd like to get a little bit more coins from Bitcoin Private. I don't have as much as I'd like. So Bill Altman has made an alternative to Facebook called Mines and will reward people for their contributions with crypto, probably Ethereum. Ah, okay. Not changed since launch of Z9 Mini. That is something that we're going to have to discuss in the future, guys. We're going to have to see what's happening with ASIC miners. There is, you know, I believe it's still the discussion in Bitcoin Private, at least as far as how they're going to deal with the ASIC resistance, is still ongoing. I'm sure Zencash is still discussing it as well. Bitcoin Z, Safecoin, I think Zcash as well. They're all talking about forking. Zcash, I think it's leaning towards not forking. But we'll see. We shall see. Volume is up. So the trading volume is up, Coombs. Or Kumas. Yeah. New to crypto, you're 100% right. Because people... it's one of those things, because see if they're smart and they kind of slowly increase the hash rate just by adding new machines every day, they might not even notice that the hash rate is been going up and up because of ASIC miners. If you look back what happened with Monero, I'm sure it was like overnight the hash rate like doubled, and then it stayed that way for months, and then they released the Bitmain ASIC miner for Monero for Crypto Night, and then people were like, ah, that's why it went up. I'm sure I read some articles where they're talking about how they thought it was actually an issue of they thought it was being hacked, or they thought it was, you know, they thought it was something else or an error or something. They didn't realize it was ASIC miners doing it all. Do you ever get that Discord where someone tags you and then it doesn't jump right to where the tag is, so you're kind of scrolling through all the messages to try and see where it is? Oh, someone tagged me and I don't know where. It's there somewhere. It's there somewhere. Come on. I saw some ASICs in Bitcoin private pool, but the mining only an hour and then quit the pool. How did you know it was ASIC miners? Are you sure it wasn't just someone buying like HashPower, or was it definitely ASIC miners? Have you heard about Revolut? Yeah, we actually talked about it. Well, you talk about the app where you can buy like euros and exchange cryptocurrencies. I asked about this the other day. It was on the stream. When was my last stream? Was it yesterday? I can't even remember. No, it was 2 days ago. Ah, right, okay. Why would they mine an hour and quit? Maybe just to test it. Maybe just to test to see how it worked. You know, because when you set it up, you're testing different pools. Maybe it was just a test to see what the return was like. I don't know. I mean, obviously I didn't see it, so I can't comment, but maybe that's what it was about. Stephen, Lyra 2Z, Infinix. I mind some a good 10 degrees cooler. That's maybe it's maybe something I should do then, because I've got my windows wide open, so it's not too bad right now. But if I get time tomorrow, my plan is to take a 1080 Ti out. I was going to do it today, but I didn't have a chance. But I'm going to take a 1080 Ti out my main PC, where I've got two, and put it onto my open air rig over there, which is going to cool the temperatures in the main PC and over there as well. So I should be able to, you know, keep the GPUs running at a good temperature. 2 megasols in a single miner. Oof. That's a lot of power. Who tagged me? Who tagged me? For some reason that's not showing up. Who tagged me? Did you overclock in fan settings as I suggested? No, Richard, no. I've got it. I've got your comment on that video, and I want to set up the. I don't know if I can show you people what I'm talking about just now. Is it there? Where's the MSI Afterburner? Right, MSI Afterburner should be here somewhere. I'll see if I can open this. No, I can't see. There we go. Let's see if I can get this. Is it showing up? There. Whoa. Right, so that's my 1080 Ti's just now. I've got them, you can see they're down at 69% power. So I'm not getting the hash rate. I've not got the hash rate that I normally have because I've normally got a little bit more powerful. But what Richard was suggesting me to do was to change my overclock settings and stages. You can change the graph, can't you, Richard? That's right, isn't it? Where you can change it in stages as far as... I probably should be running my fans harder than they are right now. Like you can see, like my fan speeds are at auto and they're at 40%, but I should probably be running them harder because ultimately if a fan breaks, I can replace the fan. It's not that expensive compared to, you know, if a GPU burns up. But I need to basically set a day aside to do this. I need to kind of set a day where I don't record videos, and well, I'll maybe record one video moving my 1080 Ti. So what I think I'll do is I'll maybe take my 1080 Ti out of my main PC because it always runs too warm, and I'm never using SLI in my computer anyway, so it's kind of pointless. I'll take it out, and it means I've only one 1080 Ti in my main PC. I'll put it in my open air rig, I'll check the temperatures, I'll check everything out, and then I'll maybe do a video on this stepping, as you can say, speed stepping. In fact, what I'm going to do just now, Richard, is email myself, because if not, I may forget. And I won't forget, Richard. I've emailed myself. It will happen. Thanks. I do appreciate your help, Richard. I need to look into that. Why your voltage not showing up? I'm not actually tracking it, I think. Is it not only if... I believe in MSI AfterPower, I think it's only if I go into the advanced area and then change the core voltage. But I don't need to monitor voltage anyway. I'm not undervolting it. I'm underpowering it, but I'm not undervolting it. So it's not something I need to check. I believe that only shows up if you click in the advanced settings and you change... is that right? I think that's right, isn't it? There's an option to show... Alright, you guys can't see that. But if I... Wait... Right. So, and see here, they've got an option here. Unlock voltage control, unlock voltage monitoring. So you have to do that in order to control voltage. But I don't really need to see the voltage. It's not something that I need to do. Is there any benefits for me checking the voltage if I'm not undervolting it? I don't think there is there? I don't think there is any benefit. You know, if I'm underpowering it and not undervolting it. 100 core, 500 memory, 70% memory. I've kind of got a... I'm conflicted about what I should do with my GPUs as far as that, because I've spent literally a full day a couple of different times where I've spent a full day testing things that crashes, reloads, crashes. You're losing a day of mining as well when you're doing that. Well, for those cards, but just testing what works, what doesn't, pushing it to the extreme and then dialing it back. I don't know. There's a lot to be said about just being steady, and you know, you want to get as close as you can, but just once it's running and it's running well, just leave it. I'm the same, John. I don't touch voltage. I don't touch voltage. I think the power rating kind of works as well as you'd want it to do anyway, you know, as far as controlling how much power is being used. Right, guys, I'm going to call it quits at that. I'm going to run around and get sweaty. Oh, right, okay. One last thing. What I'm going to do, very last thing, I'm going to go to mining speed. I'm going to check. So what coin is that for, Push? Can you tell me the coin it's for? What coin is it for? Yeah, I don't... as far as I know now, to crypto, as far as I know, you don't really have to do any BIOS mods if you're... oh, Bitcoin private. Yeah, of course. Sorry. As far as I know, as far as modding it, is that no more of an AMD card thing that you would do? I believe so. Might be wrong. But I believe that's more to do with AMD cards. You can mod it, you can get more from the cards, but I've never seen anyone from NVIDIA doing that. I don't think it's really worthwhile. So, lastly, Push has asked me to check this one. Right, okay. So, the hash rate, 246.2 sols. But if you look here, last 72 hours, look here. It made $1,204. So in a day, it made 332. 48 hours, 739. Yeah, so they made quite a bit of money. So Bangladesh, this seems to be coming from. Wow, paid balance 1,625 Bitcoin private. Wow. That's a lot of coins. 2 miners activate. Yeah, that guy's made a hell of a lot of money through that. He's not pushing a lot of workers to there, so I don't know if he's just moved his workers to another coin. I'm not sure. Is that what you wanted me to show? Show in the graph? How far does it go back, though? I don't think I can go back any further. You know, I don't think he's even got a killer soul right now, has he? 246 souls. Yeah, he's not. So what's that? Like a 1050 Ti? He's not got much just now. Obviously, in the past. Ah, is it this one? Ah, right, okay, sorry. I know you were saying worker 2. Sorry, I didn't see that there. So the second worker there, no name. It's spiked up to 1.62 mega souls. That was a hell of a spike. So it kind of spiked from nothing to there, and then it was spiked all the way up to there. Yeah, if you're right, Push, it does look like, what's that, like an hour and a half or so, maybe more. And then it's stopped. But the guy's clearly made a lot of money from this in the past as well, though. Interesting. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Stephen. You're welcome, Stephen. Thanks, Stanislav. Right, guys, I'm going to call it quits at that. If you're watching this video later and you're not watching it through the live stream, please do give me your thoughts on all this, what happened with Bitcoin Private. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And, of course, to show my competition, if you've not already entered this, or if you've subscribed to my channel, you just enter your email address. Add a fake name if you want, I don't care. As long as it's real if you win. Yeah, enter the competition and you can win a Ledger Nano S. So, if that goes well, I'll do some more competitions for you guys. Yeah, it could be nice, Hash. Thanks, Di. Thanks, everyone, for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. You know, once the video is published online, if you watch this video and you disagree with what I said, please do leave a comment. Be respectful, you know, but give your point of view. And if you're talking about something different, show facts and figures rather than speculation, of course. You too, Di. You too, everyone. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'll speak to you all soon, and we'll have another live stream soon. We'll catch up properly. Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.